Have you been charged with an offence of failing to provide a specimen of breath, blood or urine? If you have, please contact us because we can advise you in terms of whether you should plead guilty or not guilty to this offence. The consequences of being found guilty or pleading guilty to such an offence are serious, in that it attracts a mandatory disqualification of 12 months and or fine or community order or even imprisonment depending on your personal circumstances. So most important and imperative that you obtain the proper advice in such matters. The procedure as far as obtaining a sample of breath, urine or blood is a complex. The police need to be fully compliant with the guidelines as set out in the rule books, and if they fail to do so, you may have a statutory defence. One of the statutory defence is that you were not properly warned of the consequences of failing to provide a sample of breath without reasonable excuse. If that's the case, then provided you can prove that the statutory warning was not given, then you are likely to be acquitted of such an offence. The other requirement is that if you have a limited understanding of the English language, you need to be provided with an independent interpreter. And again, if that procedure has not been followed, then you are likely to be acquitted of such an offence. You may have a medical reason. For example, you may be suffering asthma, as such you were not able to provide a sample, or you may have needle phobia, as such you were not able to provide a blood sample. And those are the type of medical grounds which court have accepted does amount to a reasonable excuse. On that basis, you will be acquitted of the charge. So it's imperative that you do seek the right advice before you decide as to whether to plead guilty to this matter or not. There is also another offence of being in charge of a motor vehicle and failing to provide a sample. That's a different type of law, and again, that's a specialist area. You need to seek advice. When you are charged with the offence of being in charge of a motor vehicle whilst failing to provide a sample, the penalties are different. The courts have discretion to disqualify you, but they may not disqualify you. They may simply impose penalty points and or fine or imprisonment depending on your record. The imprisonment for such a sentence, as for such an offence, is 3 months imprisonment. So therefore, it's strongly advised you to seek specialist advice on these such matters before you enter court and decide whether you want to plead guilty or not guilty.